broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first. Perfection. Expect nothing else. Do you like to make yourself a hot cup of coffee to start your day? We have both whole bean and grounded. Also great for all you iced coffee if not a hot kind of person. Even make yourself a frappe to quench your thirst. The best tasting coffee with espresso. It's only $18.99 plus taxes for a 12-ounce bag. Buy 1 to 5 bags and shipping is only $7. If you spend over $100, shipping is absolutely free.
Hey, good evening and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of Halas Hall Report. What's up, Chris? How you doing, my Navy friends? Hey, other news also, kicking off, we just had the coffee commercial. The coffee has a new bag. We'll be getting a new commercial.
New bag.
Yeah, the new bag.
Jody didn't like the whiskey one, so we won't.
The whiskey.
Thanks for the free samples. That's fine.
Yeah. The whiskey one's got a strong aroma, and you can definitely taste the whiskey in it. That's why us Army guys really like it. But yeah, the Bear 6 Actual is getting a new bag. Steve redesigned the bags with a different bag manufacturer. It looks really cool. The new bag. Can't wait so we can debut it on here. But hey, football, Bears. Of course, we've got Mike here tonight, and we've got Woody, and we've got me, and of course, Woody and I never have an opinion about everything. Mike has somewhat of an opinion.
Yeah, Mike, you gotta calm down with your fucking opinions.
You gotta calm down with those opinions.
Yeah,
we gotta get Well, he'll get that with age, Woody. He'll get that.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, here we go.
So look, this game this week, the new OC or the new DC. I'm sorry, the new DC. I mean,
OC,
guys,
right? The OC.
DC. No, OC. That's right. OC.
All right.
It's
It's the age thing.
Yeah, it's the age thing. Exactly. I'll tell you what. First drive, it felt good, didn't it? And we scored points.
Dude, it felt good the whole game until that last drive. I know when I was chatting in the back, I was like, I saw this is like the first time that I'm optimistic because when was the last time we ever had a lead in the fourth quarter against Green Bay?
Yeah,
that's beyond the question. But it was just Caleb got the ball, bam! It was under like 2 seconds, and guys were getting open. He was getting a pocket if he needed it. He was running the ball, and Ken, you were right about the design runs he had too. Yeah. I was really, really impressed with the play calling and the offensive line on Sunday.
And what I really liked about not only the design run, but the one run where he went up the middle for 13 or 15 yards. That was a pass play. He immediately saw, I've got no one. They're rushing for the whole center lane is wide open.
Yeah.
He scanned, saw nothing. He just ran it down the middle. I mean, so they've let him go as far as I still like when he was still looking to pass all the time, but I like his decision-making process where he recognized it and they let him just run and go. And that helped so many aspects of the offense. The line looked better. The running game looked better. The way he used Roshan versus it just being Swift, he used Roshan to soften up the defense for Swift and kept giving him different looks. I mean, I don't know, Mike. I was digging the play calling all game.
Oh yeah, it wasn't predictable like Waldron would be, and the fact that he got everybody involved. Everybody, not just one player. It was everybody was being involved.
Komet had
we see that a lot with Justin. Remember, Justin would just hit DJ Moore, Cole Komet.
Yep.
More likely,
Mooney.
it's just DJ Moore. Well, yeah, Mooney.
In the beginning, yeah.
Everyone got a catch. Everyone got a target almost. Did Everett get? I don't think Everett got one, maybe.
But Everett did some hell of blocking. If you go back
he
and watch that game, he blocked great that game.
Oh, Braxton Jones laid.
That was a pancake plus sausage.
I got Packers fans like, oh, we cooked your number one corner. Yeah, well, your guy just got blasted and juked by.
We're going to be all over the place tonight. I can already tell. If you want to talk about that play in the fourth quarter, though, I mean, look at Jalen slipped. They I don't know if they got their feet tangled, but they both go towards the ground.
Yeah.
Jaden goes all the way to the ground. Watson doesn't. Is able to keep his feet. Had to lay out and make a phenomenal catch, which he did still do, and then had the presence of mind to get up while Jalen kind of recovered. So, I mean, great play for him. Love making that throw. Jalen, hey, it sucks, man. You know, he slipped and fell. If you look at Watson's other catch, once again, beautiful catch.
Lucky.
Great catch. Perfect throw from Love.
Yeah.
But
coverage.
The defenders were there. They just weren't in the proper position. They got their hips returned.
And that's why they signed Adrian Colbert. I think he's going to come in and be here. Because I think Hicks is going to sit because of that reason of Watson. Because he got
Hicks the whole game too. But then Hicks played pretty good the whole game. But yeah, I think they need a rotation. They need another body to rotate in and out. That's the problem.
And Colin Johnson's called up to them 53-man roster.
Yep. So I mean,
big threat.
Too late for the Hail Mary though.
I can't. When I look at the first half,
about 3 games too late.
The clock management to end the first half, and we know we're getting the ball back. Perfect. I mean, they played that perfectly because we knew we were going to get the ball back. They played the clock proper, put the points on the board, and took the lead going into halftime. Like, whoa. There was still
but they don't fire head coaches in the middle of the season.
No,
sorry.
That's only offensive coordinators.
You have to wait unless he goes and beats every team from now on. He ain't coming back. Well, he may come back.
No, I wouldn't go. I don't think he has to go undefeated to come back. I mean, look, this was.
He's got to have a winning record at least.
I don't think he needs to have a winning record now. If they go 8-9, he'll come back. I look at honestly, I don't. Even the way the end of the game got called was the right call, because you get a procedure penalty. You take a negative play in any way, shape, or form on that last play, you're now outside of field goal range, right? You're in Santos's wheelhouse where he's going to knock it down. The defense they made a play. And now we won't even talk about whether he touched the long snapper. Now forget that, because we'll let the NFL, even if the NFL says, yeah, it was illegal.
Nothing's going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen. But, I mean, you were in position to win, and the defense made a play. That's how it happens in the game. Defenses and offenses make plays. The call was right, though, from a standpoint of you take any kind of negative play, you're outside of field goal range now. So just take the game, take the game winner and go home. They just happen to block.
We don't know that. We don't know if they're going to take negative.
Yeah,
we don't know. I'm on the fence. They should have ran another play.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Because Cairo under 40 yards is 100%.
Right, but
now I'm not saying you're going to get those 6 yards.
But
anything over 45 is 76%.
So the closer you get.
But hold on, let me finish. If they make it, we don't have this conversation.
Well, yeah, if he makes a field goal, we don't have the conversation.
Nobody's saying shit about him running the clock.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying it was if he makes a kick, if it doesn't get tipped, it's the clock management was perfect. That's what they're saying. And here's the other thing. In the same drive, I understand where his mind's at. In this same drive, you just took back-to-back sacks.
Yeah, but Caleb had a hot hand. He
had a hot hand.
Great completions. When in time of he led us down to take the game.
So, I mean, I don't
could've
disagree.
done something.
But those two sacks took some time off the clock. That's
did.
another thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't disagree with the play call. I think it was a correct play call. Green Bay just got lucky and got just enough finger on the ball to block it. And look, that's two games this year that were heartbreaking that could have gone either way. We're not a bad team. We're not at that point we're getting the luck yet. Will that change? Will it start to change? And look at their biggest play on offense in the second half came because Jalen Johnson slipped. That's not on a bad defensive call. It's not a bad scheme. He slipped, and that gave him the biggest play of the game, actually. So it wasn't coaching. It's not coaching. People say, "Oh, coaching's why we lose." No, I mean we lost because Jalen Johnson slipped and gave him the big play, and then they made a play to block the kick. That's why we lost. But the play calling and
that's more special teams lost the game for us.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the offense. It wasn't defense did their job.
Defense did their job overall, yeah, and they've done their job all year.
The offense was moving that ball. The special teams, we can share compassion with the Broncos.
I get it.
They got their field goal blocked, so we know how they feel.
I get it. Bears fans by nature are negative. I get it. But let's take a step back and go, why did we lose? And I think you just hit it, Mike. Like special teams lost that because they let it get blocked, or because Green Bay beat them to block it. But I don't know if they didn't let him block it. The defensive player they
talk about trajectory and stuff like you're longer. You're gonna hit a line drive. You're not gonna.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're closer, you get it over their hands.
I mean, look at 99 out of 100 don't get blocked that he kicks from that distance. So I mean, they made a play.
As far as touching this long snapper, that was a call to make right there on the field.
Right? Yeah, nothing's gonna happen.
Not later on.
Right?
Yeah, because then
NFL
Flus should have made a case there.
Well, no, even there it's not reviewable. So it's
just like fucking screaming.
No, they were screaming.
Screaming your head off. What was going on?
When they don't throw the flag, that's it. It's not reviewable.
Yeah. But you win some, you lose some. We're 11-0 against the Packers in the last 6 years.
So
5 years.
If you look at the Bears as a package and as they've been progressing throughout the season, this team is still much better than it was last year. We're not necessarily getting the result to some bad luck, like this weekend, Washington. There was a problem. They corrected it, I think. I think this may be it's one game. So let's give him more than let's see how he does as OC for the next couple games.
Yeah. I'm not ready to crown him yet.
Right. But if we through the next 7, let's say we win 4 of the 7 or 5 of the 7. I don't think we win all 7. But let's say we win 4 or 5 of these games and we don't see a ton of sacks. We clean up the penalties some. This whole coaching staff comes back next
year. If we can beat Minnesota twice, we can beat them. They had trouble with Jaguars and Tennessee. If it wasn't for the flags that they were getting,
when you look at the schedule, the only game that you probably go right now, ooh, that's gonna be. I don't know how we do that. Is Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. I think we get our ass kicked Thanksgiving.
Well, you guys got to think of this too. We haven't won. Flus hasn't won a road game.
That's true.
That's our schedule. Like I said in the beginning of the year, 10-7. We're pushing that really hard to get at least 8 or 9 wins. We're pushing Minnesota, and maybe. I mean, San Francisco's playing a lot better. Seattle's tough.
So the away games we have left, we have 4. Okay, at Detroit on Thanksgiving. 3. Actually, we have 3. We have 3 away games in a row. At Detroit, then we go to San Francisco, then we go to Minnesota, then we come home for 2, and then we finish at Green Bay. If he can win 2 of those 4, right? If he can win 2 of those 4, any 2 of those 4, I think he's safe no matter. If the team continues to progress.
Wow.
That's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
From Flus.
But I know because look at the goal is to break the draft a quarterback, fire the coach cycle. We're trying to break that cycle. And look at the team is not playing bad under this head coach. The offense was playing bad under the OC. We've replaced it. If they continue to play at the level they played at against Green Bay and maybe even get better, then we're building something for next year that we can just say, okay, we may not, because look at the offensive line played great. I still think we need a draft offensive line. With that said,
all over the board, all over that we need a draft.
But look at how much improved the O line was just by making a coordinator change.
Well, yeah, he was getting the ball out quicker, and that's what we were saying. Quicker. If you get the ball out quicker, that's going to help your O line because they don't have to block as long.
And that's play call,
that's without a healthy or any Tevin Jenkins.
Without Tevin Jenkins, right? And so that comes to play calling, and then we find out that Waldron was slow to get the plays in to begin with, and that created problems.
Yeah, that was in the interview today.
Yeah, so I mean,
that's what Caleb made it seem like.
So look, I think the problems we had in offense wasn't necessarily an Eberflus problem. And to be honest, I don't really blame Eberflus for taking as long as he did to fire him because all the way up, because like even that coming into Washington, you didn't really think there was much of a problem. There was a problem, but then we kind of fixed it, and it seemed like okay, we're okay. And then Washington happened, and the fourth quarter you had that drive, those two drives, and it's like. Okay, well, maybe they've made the adjustment. But then Arizona happened, and then I think that's when Eberflus started to question. And then
he gave him one more shot.
Yeah, and then when New England happened, and you saw –
I'm done.
Because we saw it, he saw it, that look of Caleb on the bench sitting next to him, like, what the hell is this guy talking about? I think he just didn't want to say it at the press conference. He already knew.
Makes so much sense why the plays were going in late. He was shaking all the time. You couldn't read it. That makes sense now.
I give Eberflus some credit for making the call to get rid of him, and I don't necessarily hold it against him for taking the amount of time it took because it did get masked a little bit by some other successes. A new coach new system next year is not what we want. It's not what we want.
You don't want it.
We don't want. We don't want to continue the same cycle.
If what's his name? What's the OC's name? Something Brown.
If Brown works out.
If he works out, let's say he does turn this team or this offense around. You don't think he's going to be in line for a head coaching gig? Like you turned around the Bears. Okay, so we're gonna go after you.
No,
so would you not want to retain him as a head coach then if he's going that offense?
No, retain him as the OC.
No, retain him as a head coach so you don't lose him.
OC.
No, Flus will be out.
No,
you don't want that guy going if he's got something going on with.
No, you retain him as you don't promote him to head coach. You retain him as
hell yeah, you do. You don't risk the chance of losing that guy.
Okay, so
if he's got this offensive humming. When's the last time we had a great offense?
Hold on.
When's the last time we had a great offense?
Let me walk the dog with you, Mike. You now have an OC that can run the offense. You're like, good. We got somebody who can run the offense. Let's fire the guy who runs the defense.
You can find defensive coaches. They're all over the damn place.
Really?
Go give a call to Robert Saleh. He's not doing shit.
Saleh works out really good in New York.
Not as a head coach. As a defensive. That defense was humming.
If you get the guy
in New York.
The guy who can turns the offense around and actually gets it working like you envisioned it, why would you fire your head coach who's got your defense in the top 10 in the league?
Because you're going to lose that offensive coordinator, and then you're stuck at square one. Yeah, you will.
How are you losing?
You don't think Brown's going to leave?
Not for half a year.
Not for half a year. Not when guys like Ben Johnson that are out there to try to get a head coaching job.
What if he gets the
Bears?
What if he doesn't have to stay?
You don't think the Bears could retain him as an offensive coordinator for next year?
I don't think they could. I don't think so.
Why not?
That would make too much. I don't think that because that makes too much sense.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the reason.
I know. Yeah, because we always do the opposite. We always take like the fourth best.
See, but that's
we never go for the top tier guy.
I'll tell you what though, with polls, I honestly I think he would. I think if Brown works, we keep Poles' goal would be to keep the coaching staff as is and just add those final pieces.
Even the offensive line coach.
No,
Yeah,
Chris
I mean,
Morgan's got to go. He's got to go.
I don't know. Look at
It got worse than last year, and
well,
last year it wasn't terrible at all.
But how much of that was the play calling versus his coaching? Because here's a problem with positional coaches, right? If you look at his past, he's had some really good years, and he's had some years like you're like, okay. And how much is that on that position coach versus the play call?
Well, exactly what I was just going to bring up. If the offensive coordinator calls a passing play, the guys have to pass block, and that's the
Right.
issue. So it's either the offensive line coach or our personnel.
I think.
It's
I
not
think.
the play calling.
It's a little bit
Here's
of
the thing.
both.
Let's say the with Brown calling the plays, and let's say the line like it was last week, which was not flawless, but a massive improvement over the last couple of weeks. If they maintain that level or improve, and then it may just be an issue of personnel versus coaching.
Yeah, but we can't keep doing this shit at the second half of the year. This is what happened last year with Flush running the defense. Then we had one of the best defense in the second half of the year. We needed all season long to get into the next level.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I think if the offense improves, right, under Brown in the current coaching regime, if let's say the offense improves and like it did, like we continue to see what we saw last weekend against Green Bay, I think they try to retain the entire coaching staff.
Well, we'll find out because believe it or not, Minnesota has a better up front than Green Bay do on defense.
They have much better.
Next week will be
be a good test, a better test. So, and then the Lions will be another test. And I don't know if it's. And then the question is going to be, is it personnel or is it coaching? I think there's definitely we have some personnel needs.
Yeah, you're right, A-Dub.
Kind of depth, but yeah, I mean, the O-line, some of the players have decent grades, but we definitely could use some upgrades. Right tackle or right guard, left guard. Left guard, not really, but Tevin can't stay healthy enough to consider him a keeper.
Well, that's how Caleb. A-Dub, I understand what you're saying, but I don't. We were moving the ball with him with his quick releases. I like that of Caleb Williams to do that because the weeks before he was holding the ball too long.
Well,
and that's why he would get sacked.
Because Waldron was calling plays that take long to develop, and we don't have personnel to hold them back.
And here's the other thing of that, though. There were times in this Packers game where he did hold the ball and he was able to hold the ball because of the quick release and the offense. And look at he had some pockets. He had time.
Yeah, he had time.
I mean, the quick release sets up the long release. So the entire offense, way it was run from top to bottom, made the offensive line, Caleb, and the receiving core and the running back. It made every aspect of the offense better. It made every aspect of it better. Because look at the run blocking that last weekend. That's the best run blocking we've seen out of this offensive line all year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that, again, comes to coaching or play calling. So, I mean, look, we've got 7 games left.
We definitely need another
Honestly,
edge.
the whole Booker. Well,
we only got 1 sack.
But Booker's coming along. Sweat's been playing injured all year. I wouldn't mind.
Even more of a reason to have another edge.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting another edge. I want to say this though on the coaching. I think we should table discussions on coaching, firing, hiring, keeping until we get through the season. Because I think honestly, Poles is going to evaluate how Brown does with this offense and how the defense continues to do and sees where the final picture is and where it is. Because this week-to-week thing, it's not going to change anything. Nothing's going to happen minimum till the end of the season. But for the next couple of weeks, I think we're just evaluating the offensive coordinator position and seeing if Coach Brown is going to be the guy. And if he is, then I think it's hard to keep your OC and fire your head coach, put it that way. And I don't think they're going to elevate him to head coach. So that just doesn't make sense, which probably means the Bears might do it. They're old. But I'd say we probably should table that discussion at least a couple weeks to see how this starts to play out. It kind of resets the clock.
Yeah, we'll table that conversation. I just know damn near everybody wants him gone. And like I said, that last play with the field goal, if they make it, nobody's saying a damn word.
No, if he makes it, it's great.
It's just because he had 30 seconds left. They could have ran a play and they still had the timeout.
He played.
I get it. I would have done. Even Green Bay thought we were going to run another play.
Yeah.
We
outplayed them. We had more yards.
He played
every statistic we were better at.
Yeah, even penalties again. We had 7 penalties, I think.
He played it safe. I get it. They made a play. And you're right, Mike. If they don't block
he was scared to fumble, which it was like a 0.4% chance.
No, it was any negative play.
Any
negative play at all probably knocks you out of field goal range. And that's my problem with Cairo Santos, to be honest with you. I said this Sunday. I said it Monday. I love Santos, but we need to look for a kid who can bang it from 58 yards out.
Well, that's like a normal field goal these days.
Yeah, and Santos came close.
Aubrey from Dallas made it.
Santos is very accurate.
Yeah, he's accurate from about 48 in. Once you get to 49, 50 plus, it's is it going to make it?
It's just like Robbie Gould. How many 50-yard field goals 55 yard field goals did he make with us?
I mean, the NFL's changed in the kicking game. The 55-yarder is common now.
Aubrey had a 64-yarder on Monday night.
The chances because he just signed extension last year, so the chances of him leaving slim to none.
It depends with the dead cap.
It's going to be cheap, so
I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised though if next year they bring in a kicker with a big leg to try to be 60-yard guy
or a competition. Yeah,
let's get somebody from AC Milan. You know what I'm saying? They're the best kickers in the world.
Get a soccer player. Yeah.
Hey,
that's where Santos came from.
Hey, when Lionel Messi retires from Miami FC, he'll kick for the Dolphins.
I know.
Either that or we'll draft one in the 4th round next year.
Third round.
The Dallas scout got drafted in the MLS Super Draft, and he just didn't work out in the MLS, and then started kicking field goals. My God,
yeah.
I mean, he's banging them. I mean,
yeah, I'm not too. Cairo's been solid for the team.
He's solid. It's just you want. Look at week 2.
That block field goal wasn't on him.
Look at week 2.
I mean, I saw Larry Bourne putting on his ass.
But look at week 2. Week 2, the Texans win that game because they're to kick the ball 55 yards out for a field goal.
Yep,
and they get 3 of those, and that's why they win the game in week 2.
Dude, I even take Joey Sly. That guy has a foot. But
no, what's the Ravens guy?
Tucker missed 2 this weekend.
He's been missing a bunch.
That's why Baltimore lost Sunday.
Well, they let fucking Steelers just kick field goals the entire time.
The Texans game, if they don't have a guy who can knock them in from 55, almost 60 yards, we beat the Texans in week 2.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but didn't.
Oh no, but that's not woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's the argument for why you need a kicker who can kick it from 55 to 65.
Like I said, I'm not too worried about the kicker right now. We just got to score more as an offense.
I mean, look, we want more touchdowns, and I think we'll get more touchdowns.
If we can average 24 a game, we're going to win a shit ton of games. With this defense, we'll win a shit ton of games.
Which is, by the way, a Flus defense. So,
no, I didn't know
coordinators are not a dime a dozen, just like offensive coordinators are not a dime a dozen. It's hard to get guys.
Like I said, let's demote Flus to DC and just let's get Rivera. Let's get Rivera or Vrabel in there.
That would be. I don't know.
I would be down for Mike Vrabel.
It hasn't happened.
He's a leader of men. I just don't see Flus as a leader.
Oh, I mean, look at the team.
That's just my opinion.
The players love him. The players love him. I mean,
I think they tolerate him.
I've yet to hear anything bad about Flus from the players.
Well, they're not gonna. Well,
Well, when they said he lost the locker room, I don't think every player likes him.
Well, no, who said that he lost the locker room?
Am I
they
inside?
didn't say that ones, but
Shane
Jalen
Waldron
Johnson-
lost. Shane Waldron lost.
Ian Rappaport even said that Flus lost the locker room. So
you know what though? I think
that's the only guy I listen to.
I think those reports are more about Shane Waldron than anything else before he got fired. Because the look on Caleb's face said it all. And Caleb defended his coach and threw his OC under the bus.
Well, yeah, he's gonna stick up for his coach. That's what you do.
No,
you
but I mean, but he
remember
threw
when
his
Justin
OC
did
under
that
the
shit?
bus.
Maybe it was coaching.
Yeah, but he threw his
Maybe
OC under the bus.
So you're telling me somebody on the defense, like Sanborn or TJ Edwards, if the defense isn't working, he's going to throw Flus under the bus?
If that happens, then we know we we know we have problems.
He's head coach. No one's throwing him under the bus.
Yeah.
Unless you're Aaron Rodgers on your team.
So we get Minnesota this week at home.
In that case, you get the head coach fired. The general manager got fired today.
And the commentator.
They're a mess out there.
That is a huge fucking mess.
Done.
They're going to get rid of Rodgers. The owner was done with Rodgers. He wants Rodgers gone. We were talking on the morning show that actually a place Rodgers could end up with might be Las Vegas, but
I don't think he'll be done.
In Chicago, I don't think Foles is in danger. But here's the thing:
it's
if we
lukewarm.
We're going to fire. If no, because you usually get two head coaches as a GM, and this is his first coach, and he's drafted good players, so I mean he's not. I don't think he's in danger.
Well,
but the problem is, if you fire the head coach, you're looking for a whole new staff.
Yeah, because they want to bring their own guys in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a new OC.
That's why I said it. Is it Noah Brown? I think it's Noah Brown.
No, it's
who's Brown?
What's Brown?
The OC.
Thomas
Brown. If you promote Thomas Brown, guess what? Nobody has to learn a new system.
They're not promoting Thomas Brown to head coach.
No, not after half a year.
Yeah.
Okay, what if we win 6, 7 straight? Well, that's going to make even Flus look good. Never mind.
Either way, you're fucked. Hey, Mike, you're fucked either way,
right.
bud.
Yeah.
So we get a home game this week. We get another home game, third in a row. We get the Vikings. The Vikings have been good on defense. Their defense actually is right around us. Look at the Vikings, Green Bay, Chicago. All three were 1, 2, 3 in the ranking. So we'll not see too dissimilar defense than what we just saw. They're a little better on the pass rush, a little worse on the coverage, a little worse on the run. Offensively, they don't have Jordan Love. So, but they do have better receivers.
Well, I was just looking at the fantasy start and sit them because I'm in 8 leagues, so I watch all that stuff. They said to sit Darnold and Caleb Williams on Sunday, so it's either going to be a low passing game or it's going to be all running. So that's the problem. The Bears
right now.
That's the Bears defense is lacking on rush defense. So
yeah, that's a big problem right now.
With Josh Jacobs, I won't say they contained him, but they didn't let him kill him. Right? On our run defense,
he did get 2 touchdowns on us.
Yeah, but I mean, the goal line stand, there was no 40-yard breakout. They're getting nickel and dime to death.
Yeah, but they're still gashing us. We couldn't stop it. I mean, there was a couple times, but he got his yardage. He did get his yards.
He got his yardage. The Bears aren't horrendous, but they're not good either on the run this year. Why that is, I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I don't know why they're having so much
tackling.
They're missing the timing or something's off, but is Jones playing this week? Or is he hurt? That's the question.
Jones?
Yeah.
I think Cam Akers have a couple of scores on Sunday.
Cam
Yeah.
Akers is not Jones though.
He's still scoring.
If
That's all I look
we
at.
can work on containing the run a little bit better, and look at it, I really think us not having
Billings.
Billings hurts, yes, but that's not the big one.
I think if Sanborn played more, because he's like a heat-seeking missile. I think if he was in the game more, I think we could stop the run a little bit better.
But I think that's also though he's not in as much because we're without Briscoe. That's how much of an impact not having Briscoe.
Yeah.
Briscoe's making.
Well, we were still bad against the run with Brisker was here.
I'll look up the early injury report.
All right.
I think they said Swift was hurt.
Swift's hurt?
Yeah. His groin.
That's why they signed Darrington Evans to the practice squad.
Yeah, his groin. Tevin Jenkins left practice again today.
Yeah.
Ryan Bates is in concussion protocol.
Yeah, we knew that one.
Hicks is hurt, like I said, his ankle.
All right.
That's why Colbert was signed.
And now Minnesota, Hawkinson is back. Sam Darnold he left practice because of his foot. Aaron Jones, his ribs. He went full practice, though.
Okay. Well, the big news for them is getting Hawkinson back. And they're going to try to use him.
I'm not too scared of Hawkinson. I mean, we've seen Kyler shut him down.
I'm the only reason why I'm scared of Hawkinson if Eddie Jackson was back there, and everybody knows what I mean by that. That fucking last year play, cocksucker. But anyway,
so this should be another good game.
Well, let's hope so. It's in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
It should be a good game. It's whatever version we're getting of Sam Darnold. Are we getting the version he makes him look like an MVP, or is he going to come down to earth?
It depends on what kind of pressure we put on Sam Darnold.
That's every quarterback. That's every quarterback.
That's right. It is.
Like I said, it's whatever we get. You shut down Justin Jefferson, you should be okay.
But then
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
Jalen can stand his feet and not slip and fall like he did with Watson.
Yeah, of course, Watson have his career high, and to be against the Bears.
And there were two unlucky play for the Bears too. Jalen Johnson slipped, and Jordan Love just threw a great ball in double coverage.
Yep.
I mean, the defense is playing great. I mean, Love was able to take advantage, and he's the luckiest SOB out there. And look, good quarterbacks do that. And Caleb, here's what got me mad though. So on the offside, they blew it dead. No one got touched. Let Caleb get his free play. They blew it dead.
It's not going to happen.
No, they didn't let him get his free play. But however, I like how Caleb got that 15-yard penalty going out of bounds. That was nice.
Oh, yeah.
And it was good to see him get the call.
And he got actor of the year on that one, too.
Yeah. Living in California, he picked up some acting lessons.
That was great.
Who was that did it to us? Was that Burrow?
Well, I don't know, but I know that was McKinney on Caleb.
Yeah, it was McKinney.
No.
And look, you know what I like about Caleb? Look at the offense, no turnover. Wonderful. No turnovers.
No turnovers. We like to see the touchdowns, but turnovers is good.
I'll take rushing touchdowns all day. I don't care how they get them.
But you know what? You know what can impress me the most? That offensive line was good. The third down conversions were off.
9 of them.
Wow.
9 of 13. Yeah.
That was a big fucking upgrade to the 1-14 last week.
And 3 for 3 on 4th down.
Yeah.
When we were watching Caleb screaming at Eberflus, "Let's go for it!" You could see the frustration.
And he let him go.
Let's go! Come on.
Twice he did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you want.
I think everything felt so different with Waldron gone. I mean,
it's like the players wanted to play for Thomas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I don't know if it's maybe because Waldron was on the sideline instead of in the booth.
I think I don't
know if that matters too much. You got to kind of see the layout of the field if you're in the booth.
I mean,
either way, he's gone, so it doesn't matter.
There are some guys who get great success calling from the sideline.
Yeah, Vic Fangio plays a lot better when he's up in the booth.
You know what, though? I
Yeah.
mean,
Right.
I think the problem was Waldron's personality and the way he did business is what. And look, when they got to hire him, he had a good pedigree, with some good success with Geno Smith and with a good head coach. So it seemed like a good fit. But you saw how much of that was Pete Carroll and how much of it wasn't Shane Waldron. And now you've got a McVay product, right, as your OC. He shows emotion. He's harder on them at practice. I don't know what his
He gives
I
me
don't
Tomlin feeling.
I
What Tomlin
I
talks like. That's
yeah
what I get the feeling from him.
I don't know we don't know what his tendencies are yet. We didn't get a chance to see his tendencies yet, even with one game, not a big enough sample size. But we do know he's not afraid to let his quarterback go with it. Because
We got a
obviously
little
in that
taste of
fourth
it.
down, Luce is going to Brown, what do you think? And, do we do this or not? And Brown's like, yeah, let's go. And Luce is like, let's go. So, I mean, I like what I see so far. We don't know what the tendencies are yet. So this week, even if it goes good, it's still too early to tell. We got to wait until Thanksgiving, but maybe for the Thanksgiving game. But
That's
even
gonna be
then,
hurtful.
that's too early to tell because the Lions are going to have what? 2 days to react to what they figure out the tendencies are going to be. Really, the San Francisco game is probably the first time a team will have a fair amount of tape on this Bears offense now under Thompson.
Dude, I'm optimistic a lot, but Thanksgiving with their running game, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, well, offensively
Yeah.
though, they're not going to know we won't have. They won't have enough time to react to whatever our tendencies are between Green Bay and Minnesota. There's the flash to bang between the end of game Sunday and the game Thursday is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday game. They're not going to be able to design a defense around those tendencies. They'll have a little bit of knowledge, which will help them. But San Francisco, who's the game we play after Thanksgiving, they'll have 3 games of tape of this Bears offense with this OC, and by that time they'll have been able to react to whatever his tendencies are.
To beat the Lions, you got to stop their two-headed monster in Montgomery and Gibbs.
Well,
That's
you
not
gotta
the
stop.
one.
Well, golf.
You got to stop. You got to stop Sonic and Knuckles. That's what
Yeah,
they call them apparently.
but this is golf's best year ever.
It
And
is.
it's not just because
I
of
was
the-
getting to that.
Yeah.
You got to make golf uncomfortable. And he plays his worst games against the Bears.
When is Brisker available to come back?
Week 15.
It's what we're at week what? 11?
12.
11.
12? Yeah, 15. Yep.
I honestly, I probably just send the rest of the season. It depends on how it's going. If we're in playoff contention, he'll play.
If we're in playoff contention, bring him back.
If we're done, just let him sit out the rest of the season. Let him recover.
And look at the guys that have been covering in the secondary. They've been playing good ball overall.
I like Terrell Smith, man. I really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got that
really
nice
do.
interception. Thank you, Jordan.
Owens is playing nice back
Thanks for the
there.
overthrow.
They're all playing nice back there. All of them are. I mean, really, if I was going to do anything defensively, it's kind of like what Mike said earlier: get us another edge.
But it's just amazing how, they go down first drive where he gets a touchdown and they just shut them down.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like this year. But that's my one knock on Flus right now on the defense. It's like, dude, last year you were stone cold on first drive.
Yep.
Now you're starting slow. Like you got to start faster on defense.
And we're trailing in every game.
Yeah.
I was surprised we were leading in halftime.
That's the one thing I want to see Flus do better is get them to faster starts on defense. I think if we get the ball, if we receive the ball to start the game, I think Brown takes us down and we score at least a field goal. And oh my God, that would be revolutionary. But I need Flus to get that defense locked in to start, not second or third drive. You got to start faster than what they've been starting.
I notice he doesn't blitz as much.
It's like they start slow and then they pick it up, but it's,
I think that's because Brisker's out. To be honest, if you notice, since Brisker's been out, the blitzes have gone down.
Well, I mean, Gordon. I'm glad that Gordon was back. He's playing great.
Impact.
But Gordon Gordon and Branch of the Detroit Lions remind me of the same thing because Branch is in that backfield a lot, and that's what's going to be an issue as well. They get Dan Gamble. He's a phenomenal coach, and after Minnesota, I'm telling you now, I'm picking the Bears to beat Minnesota this Sunday. But in the beginning of the year, I always thought that Detroit was going to beat Chicago on Thanksgiving. I don't think it's even going to be fucking close. That's my opinion.
It could be a trap game for them too.
Well, obviously we'll talk about that next Wednesday. After we see what it goes down this week, and Mike, you're right, it could be a trap game, but division. It's always hard to call any kind of division game a trap.
Yeah, we never know.
Division games. I mean, it's hard to call a division game a trap game. It's a division game. But for this week, we got to contain the receivers. I think we can contain them. It's the running game we got to get better at.
Yep.
If we can improve on containing the running game, that gives us hope for Thanksgiving. It's going to be a short turnaround. There's not going to be too much time to fix anything between Sunday and Thursday. It's a short turnaround. Then we get the mini bye before we go to San Fran. So for this week, I'm looking for that offense to continue doing what it did against Green Bay. I mean, that was impressive.
But like 5 more points.
Well, I'm looking forward to O-line stopping Dallas Turner, but offensive line has to hold up that defensive line. Really do.
Yeah, the offensive line was a heck of a lot better. A lot of that goes to the play calling. But I think the other thing is the play calling as it was when they're not in duress as much, it makes it easier for the longer plays for them to maintain. Does that make sense? They're not in panic mode. They're not in duress all the time. That brings the confidence level up. It brings the aggressive. And they just look like a totally different offensive line last week. Now, look, if there were still a couple that were inexcusable, were unabated to the quarterback, can't happen. Right? But,
I still think Caleb needs to learn how to throw the ball away. Nothing's
well,
there.
Caleb didn't even see it coming, though.
No, I'm saying the times he runs into the defenders.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, what are you doing, dude?
That's going to come with time.
It's supposed to be 49 degrees and sunny on Sunday in Chicago.
Not too worried about it. Oh, they're an indoor team. Well, it doesn't matter.
Well, Damien, we're going to table that discussion, but even if Flus goes, they're not going to fire Poles. GMs typically get to 2 head coaches. This is his first one, and you can't sit there and say Poles has not drafted quality players to this team.
Well, he's whiffed, and it's a couple of trades. I can see the argument. I don't know about Poles losing his job, though.
No.
If he goes into the draft and he gets 2 blue chip offensive linemen,
yeah,
there you go. Then everybody's gonna be pretty damn happy with him.
Chase Claypool, okay. Bayless Jones, but he was like a 3rd or 4th round miss. So I mean, okay,
he was a 3rd round pick.
Did you?
And then Nate Jones. I mean, on paper, when you look at Nate Jones when he played in Tennessee, no one complained about us signing Nate Jones when we signed him because he was a good player when he played in Nashville. The second he got to Chicago, he's like, well, I got paid. I don't got to practice no more. Whatever.
I told you that too.
Totally different player. But no one bitched about him when we signed him.
No, because he was actually playing.
He was playing really well, yeah.
He was playing well. That's why Poles signed him to the extension.
That's what I'm saying. Poles we signed him away from there. I mean, I think Poles has got another head coach in him easy. We'll talk about Eberflus once we get to week 17, 18, see where we're at. Because then we'll see where we're at with this offense, too.
Well, off Bears talk, did anybody see Dante Pettis' run back for a touchdown?
For who?
I think he plays for Cincinnati.
Does he really?
That's the only Dante Pettis I know.
Well, they've got Khalil Herbert there too now.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Let me see what team. I know he ran one back because I had it was on red zone.
I like DeAndre Carter though on returns. He's been playing really well. I like him on returns.
I like Pettis. I I liked him as a receiver. You know, when he was Justin's, because Mooney was out hurt and he was Justin's number one receiver, he was actually making plays.
The only things I think we need personnel-wise on this team is kind of what we've been saying all year. Offensive line and possibly an edge. And then some depth. Some more depth and some more depth on O-line. Well, just depth in general in the lines and in the corner safety position. But I mean,
I'm sorry, the Saints.
Oh, you're running back for the Saints.
He
okay.
plays for the Saints. Oh, he's with
Wait up here.
Derek Carr runs that offense, man.
Wait up, there's a lot of fucking Dante. What? Hold off.
Jesus. St. Brown. What's his name?
EQ.
EQ. Is EQ cut? See, I wouldn't mind Poles signing him back because he was a hell of a blocker. Yeah. And
but you know what? Those Keenan Allen's like that's the other difference. I saw this week. The receivers did a much better job blocking this week than they've done all year. It's like they want to do it now. It's like, dude, there was something terribly wrong with Shane Waldron. It took basically through week 10 for the building to really come to terms with it.
I'm glad we didn't see any tight end screens. That made no sense. What
the fuck?
Roshan got more involved in the game. Love seeing that.
I love the way Brown used the running backs was better. The way he used the tight ends, the way he used
especially when we were at the 2-yard line and putting Roshan in, he was getting 4 or 6 yards consistently.
Roshan's automatic in a goal to go. He's almost automatic now. I mean,
no, I'm saying we were backed up in our end zone.
Yeah,
and they would put him in, and he got us out of there.
I love the way Brown utilized this offense and called the game on Sunday. I think it's going to get better. I mean, there's only 4 punts in the game total. So I mean, I love the way he's calling this offense. So much better than Waldron. It's a completely looking team now. Completely looking different team. If we had had this team from week 1, who knows what we'd be right now.
Well, we still need to score more than 19 points, but it's a good start.
Dude,
everybody's getting involved.
The 11th grade defense in the league, though. I mean, it's still. I mean, look at they're like 11th. We're 12th. We give up no more 21-point average. They're ranked a little bit better than us. Still putting up 19 is pretty good against a top 10 defense. Even a top 15 defense, that's still pretty good compared to what we've been looking like. If this was Shane Waldron, we didn't even get a field goal, maybe.
We didn't even get a touchdown.
I mean, compared to the defense of New England, this defense we just played is a shit ton better. If we would have had this offense against New England, maybe we win that game probably. That's what I'm saying. I think Shane Waldron was what held this team back in the first 10 weeks. Of the
season. He ran one back for the Saints. He plays for the Saints now.
Good for him.
Good for him. I like Carter. I think Carter was a good pick. He gives us some energy on some returns. We got to get us more solid in the O line, and we need it. I don't know if we need an edge in the draft high, but I wouldn't mind seeing some more D line and defensive players drafted next year. O line.
I would start Booker a couple games to see how he plays at the end of the year.
Yeah.
He's playing better.
Yeah.
He's getting closer.
Do you guys think Ian Cunningham is going to get poached? Do you think he's going to go somewhere else? Maybe to the Jets? I think it's like a third-round pick if he goes there. We get back a compensatory pick.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We've got some money to play with.
Well, obviously, and then we have the second-round pick from Carolina.
We got our first and 2 seconds in those first 3 picks. I can see us doing 2 O-line and a D-line, the interior or edge. And then with the rest of the picks in the draft, I can see Poles going for depth. I think it'll be 2 O-line and then a D-line, right? In the first
a run stopper kind of guy.
And then you can go interior or you can go edge depending on how the kid's doing. And then from that point forward, it's depth.
We need a Akeem Hicks kind of player. He was great at
Yeah.
stopping the run.
Well,
Line-
I mean,
line
Irvin
nickel.
Baxter is kind of becoming that. He's getting great pressure. But
I think
I
Zach
wouldn't
Pickens
mind
is
another.
done.
Pickens is playing okay, but yeah, I'd replace
think he's
Pickens
done.
maybe. Fine. So maybe an interior guy to replace Pickens and make Pickens, and then Pickens can become depth, which is great. And then you get some O line, you get some DB help, and I don't know if you have to draft a receiver. If Keenan walks, do you need to draft a receiver, or do you have enough already in the building? I don't know. We'll see.
I want to see who's available in free agency. I mean, like we can go with Carter. I mean, Tyler Scott's not even getting any playing time.
I am not even ruling out Keenan Allen coming back at a discount. I'm not.
If he wants to win now, this is not the place.
Well, no. If he wants to
Right.
win now, this will be the place.
That's more KC, Philly.
Well, no, because you
Buffalo.
look, if he wants to win now, outside of KC or Buffalo, there's a case to be made to stay in Chicago for.
I wouldn't blame him if he leaves. I'm not going to be upset because he's not doing what he was doing in Chargers. And blaming that's on Waldron and our quarterback.
I think he's much happier after last week than he's been all year. And if he's happy,
I hope they all are.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, with this group, he might just want to stay just because of the group and the potential of something special. So that'll have to be one of those things. Well, obviously, debate hugely
comes down to price.
Yeah,
I can see him going to Philly.
It'll come down to money and how much he wants. But
I mean, we can't be mad if he does go on. But you can always go get another guy.
Dude, we're not going to pay him $18 million like he got like this cap this year. No, he's not getting.
No, and he was hurt for some of the games this season, so it have to be a really good deal. And
what's a really good deal? $10 million.
$12 million, 2 years.
Okay.
$12 million a year. That's a solid deal.
You good with that, Woody?
Yeah, no. I mean, I would take it, yeah, but I don't. I'm be honest. I think he wants to go. So he thought he'd probably do a lot better than he's doing,
right, because
of the quarterback or the personnel and stuff like that. But there's a lot of teams out there that need a third receiver, and
go ahead, Wood, finish.
I just don't think he's going to be here. I really don't.
Well, the thing is, he probably came in. He knows he doesn't have to be that guy like he was in LA. Yeah, DJ, you have Rome there. He doesn't have to be the main focus. He's your third down guy. Your receiver that you throw to get that first down.
There's definitely a lot less pressure. We'll definitely be talking about this more as the weeks go on, and we'll see how this offense goes. Don't forget tomorrow morning on Ken and Ken in the morning, we're going to do the prediction for the week. Friday will be a war week on Ken and Ken. We will be back here for pregame on Sunday at 11 a.m. And then our pregame and everything will be next Wednesday because we have the Thanksgiving game. So please make sure you tune into all of that. We will see you Sunday morning here for Halas. We'll see you tomorrow morning for Ken and Ken. For Woody and Mike, bear down, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you.
Bear down.